Isn't it? You know, that's the beauty of the sport. It's, you can't switch off. You've got to be on right from the whistle blows to half-time, then you get your break, and then once again, as soon as that whistle blows, you need to be switched on and right till the death. And, you know, look, it's not certainly nowhere near a win for Barrow at this stage of the game. 2 tries, as Don said there, it's nothing. But they won't get, you know, Barrow aren't going to concede those tries. They're going to make Whitehaven work. And if Whitehaven aren't prepared to be a little bit patient and work for it, they won't get those tries.
Well, 2 big fellas leading the drive right at the start here. Liam Harrison with the second. Ryan Duffy was the first one. Looking on that left-hand channel and looking to reassert their authority at the start of this second period. The home team, Barrow, leading as they do by 18 points to 6. The kick from inside the 40 by Scott Kagan. He was again just looking for that earth downfield to make the visiting team do all the work here. And Andreas Bowers caught in possession. And Gareth, a fine start to this second half by Barrow.
Yeah, that's how they started the first half, with a good kick downfield from Kagan. But I think the big thing there, look how enthusiastic the chase was. I'm sure Darren Holt will have said, let's have a big first 10 minutes, because Whitehaven are going to come out here and try and get back into this game.
Here's Calvert helping out his forwards even at this early stage of the second half with a little dabble of himself. G at acting half, dummied left, went right. It's Doran, the assistant coach, offloading it. G involved again. He was at London Scholars as well, wasn't he, Sam G, as well as being at the Wigan Academy a while back in his career. And the kick out of dummy half by Hemingway is caught on the full by Ballard, does just enough to keep his fancy feet in play. And a run back, and not a bad result from Barrow, that is it. They start back on the 40 more or less.
Very well read from Ballard there, and he got across very quick, took the ball, you know, on the full and brought it back very well. But look, you know, if I'm Whitehaven, I'd want to be quickening to play the balls up. I'd want to be getting some scoots out of dummy half, and get me dummy half jumping out, getting at the big men. They've got Duffy and Dawson in the middle of the park. They're both very, very big men, can't move laterally, and I'd be wanting to put a couple of little plays on them just to try and tire them out a bit. And with the pace that the Whitehaven side have got, they could do some damage there.
Here's Braycheck on the 5th. Liam Finch at dummy half. Back it comes to Kagan again. Up it goes, spinning end over end. It's a real tester here. There's a man out there isolated. Wiper. And it's going to go back to one because he got a hand to it. And it might not need more than this. James Nixon striding through. The referee points the finger. What an opportunist try that was for Barrow. The high kick. Wiper isolated. Got a touch. Nixon picked it up and simply put his head down. There was only one way he was going there, and that was to try scoring land.
Very good try from Nixon there. You know, he used to be a prolific try scorer. He had a bad injury, and he's starting to come back into some form now. But a good kick out there wide from Liam Campbell. And the Whitehaven side, they all just stood and looked. One of them went up for it, knocked the ball forward, and Nixon just grabbed the ball, and no one was stopping him. He beat about 5 players to get to the line, and it was some poor defensive efforts there.
Well, the signs, as David was saying, that he is showing some real form here, James Nixon. He had this rather quirky injury run, didn't he, when he was playing at Lee for Barrow 2 years ago, and he broke his arm, and then last year went back to the same ground and broke his ankle. So there's a bit of a jinx going on there, but this season showing some real form again, and that was a try scorer in form there, Gareth.
Absolutely, as Dave said, he's regularly been a prolific try scorer early in his career, and those 2 injuries, one was in a televised game when he broke his arm. It was a fairly horrific injury to watch on television as well, but he's now getting back to his best, and I think all of Barrow's back 3 have been very good. Ballard, Haney and Nixon have all been good tonight.
So 24 points to 6, and Whitehaven will be wondering how it's got to this. 4 minutes of the second half played. The kick away by Rooney again. And a chance for Barrow to move themselves back inside their opponent's territory. Shaw, the man you saw kicking that goal, by the way, 4 out of 4 for Ryan Shaw tonight. So he's doing his business with the boot in this 24-6 lead that they have. It's kept alive. Here's Andy Dawson. Wants to play it quickly, and Ballard's anxious to get up there as well at dummy half, and here comes Campbell. They're showing some brightness here, aren't they, at the start of this second period?
Well, they've lifted the tempo, haven't they? They're playing the ball quick, they're pushing up hard, they're really working together well, and And their kicking game's been tremendous. It's been far better than the Whitehaven side.
Away by Kagan. Picked up by Andreas Bauer. Again, the chase is more than half decent because Bauer's staying there. 5 metres from his own line. It's the only ground he can cover. Here's Calvert. Might be quick, but he's not been given much chance to show that pace here tonight so far. This is Rooney. Jesse Joe Parker now. Taking it on again. But 3 tackles gone, they're only up to the 20. So plenty to do, and they don't need mistakes like that. Well, the referee says knock on. He's complaining it's a little harsh there, Varkulis, and he might have a point.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he did get a hand to it, but, you know, why are they passing the ball there in that position? Well, yeah, maybe he didn't get a hand to it. Looking at the replay, but, you know, why is Dorian passing the ball in that position? Like, it's one of them things where they, like I said earlier, they need to be patient and just work the team over a little bit, ask some questions defensively, and they're not doing that at all.
Well, there's a bit of treatment going on here, and Dan Toll is just on his haunches. Going to be okay. He's going to be okay to carry on. He took a bit of a knock there, but he's going to be okay, Dan Toll.
Find out, Jamie, where you lose.
So Barrow's head and feed, 24-6. Less than 6 minutes of the half play, and here comes Shaw. Stephen Fox is trying to drag him out of play, but he'll stop there. Lee Haney from dummy half. Haney with a scamper, caught around the chops by Richard Varkulis. Nothing given. So Finch stands and waits. There's a lot of time going on there. The touch judge is on. Let's see what the referee has to say here.
Richard, what's your facial, mate?
Richard Varkulis, the facial spotted by the touch judge. So the penalty goes Barrow's way. Braidcheck. He's held up. Finch is at dummy half again. 5 metres up. Dawson's winding himself up for a run here. It's dummy to Dawson. And back he goes to Kagan. Kagan over the top. Here now comes Toll. Toll trying to rip away through. Good hands away. The fullbacks involve Ballard. They're really stretching them here. Chris Larkin is put down, but you can see how close he is. This now is Harrison. A try here really would put Barrow in complete control. But they've got to get over. Campbell spins it back again. Here comes Ballard with a step. Ballard out of the tackle. More defenders are there, but they're not going to deny Andy Ballard. Reaches in. The referee has put the square in the air. He wants to see this again. Phil Bentham, it's over to you once more. But a rather fancy we've got a try in our hands here.
We need to go back because he's looking for an obstruction, yeah. Yeah, we need to look for an obstruction first. Here we go. That's okay. 12's okay. That looks okay to me. We can run that through. Just make sure that he doesn't lose the ball before grounding. It doesn't look like he does. We'll just check that. He's in possession, and grounds it. That's a try.
Time back on.
Well, they love that, the locals here. 28 points to 6. And Andy Ballard, he's looked a likely lad all night tonight, hasn't he?
Been tremendous tonight, you know, and look, you just look at the play. He was involved in the left-hand side, the far left-hand side, when the ball went wide there, and he got a good pass away that looked like they were going to score over that side, and then he's backed up on this side of the field again. Some real good hands and just good determination from him to get that 4-pointer. He was tackled, he was held by 1, he was held by 2, 2 more came in. He's got rid of all them, stretched out with that left hand and planted the ball down.
It's going to be your job to pick man of the match, by the way. I'm just telling you that early doors. I'm not trying to influence you towards Andy Ballard in any way whatsoever, but plenty of time to go yet, of course. But you have that duty. Here comes Shaw. 5 out of 5, is it? Yes, it is. Confirmed by the touch judges as the flags are raised. 30 points to 6. Barrow lead Whitehaven. And 4 scores in it now, Gareth Walker. You're hard-pressed to see a Whitehaven revival from here.
I think so, yeah. I think if Don Gaylor had kind of a vision of a perfect start to this half, it would have been the exact opposite of this. They made handling errors, conceded penalties and given away 2 tries. And that bonus point that we mentioned at half-time might now be the new target for Whitehaven.
Well, it is still a target, isn't it? It's still something they desperately want to get, because the league table before we started tonight, Whitehaven in 4th, that last promotion spot, 25 points from 12 games. Rochdale in 5th, 19 points from 12 games. And Oldham in 6th, 19 from 13. Crusaders maybe just out of it, 18 from 13. But Whitehaven have a bit of a comfort zone between them and the chasing pack. But an extra point here tonight could be all the difference. It's a really crucial period as well here for Whitehaven. They beat Oldham in their last game, one of those teams chasing them. They play Rochdale away in their next game, and then they've got Doncaster at home. So put this game into the mix. They've had 4 absolutely crucial games to contend with.
Very tough games, and the whole competition is getting like that. It is getting tough, and there's no easy games there. And, you know, they can't afford to drop points. They need to be more consistent. If they want to go up and play with the big teams, they need to be, you know, better prepared and play better rugby league than they currently are at the moment. And, you know, I'm sure they won't want to... Well, you know, they're going to struggle now to get a bonus point the way they're playing at the moment. Barrow have lifted intensity. They're getting off the line hard. They're defending well. So they're going to have to work hard to get that bonus point.
Different game in the second half, isn't it? For all that Barrow led 18-6 at the interval, it was still fairly well balanced, and possibly Whitehaven had some better position than the scoreline had suggested. But in this second period, it is Barrow who've utterly dominated. Wilson's put down. Here comes Rooney.
Outside, outside.
Chipped downfield by Rudd. Bounces carefully for Ballard. Try scorer. Runs round Rooney, but it's Ballard. Rooney's after him, but Ballard's still going there out the left-hand side.
Yes.
Campbell having a look back down the middle. Well, eventually the tackle is made. They covered some distance there, right and left, didn't they? And eventually it goes down. Liam Harrison now. The end of his 201st career appearance, the Irish international. Here now comes Dawson. That's 3 tackles, 3 to go. Barrow rolling back inside their opponent's half again. Finch out from dummy half once more. Grabbed out, hold out. Hemingway, I think it is, has got a hold and puts him down. On by Harrison.
Stay on, wait.
This is the last. So they're going to presumably put it high in the air. Kagan does do that. Haney's after it. Haney's up there. We saw him with a very good leap in the first half. He got it well as well, but the defender underneath all of that has got into it. Is it Wiper who's underneath that? I'm not sure.
Calvert, a great take from Calvert there. He a lot of pressure on him, and he really did well to take that ball and stay in the field of play.
Here's Fox. Here's a kick again. Terrific take.
4.
Did well to keep in the field of play, as you say.
Wait, Liam. Good.
So Whitehaven, hard yards to do. Spirits to rebuild. Home with the drive. This is Rooney, another of those little cheeky chips of him which Wiper is after, but it's read well enough in defence.
Stand up. Wait.
Nixon doing the tidying up, keeping his side in possession. It's almost an act of desperation, that kick from him.
Yeah, well, look, you know, if I'm coaching this Whitehaven side, I'd be pulling the little bits of hair left that I've got out, you know. They've got to be better than they are, and they've got to play the ball quicker, they've got to push up in numbers, they've got to try and put a bit of pressure on them. And little chips like that isn't building field position or pressure or anything.
Well, the feeling in the game at the moment is that Barrow are going to rack up quite a score here, because they really are getting on top. And Don Gaylor must be a worried man standing on the sidelines, watching what's unfolding at the moment. Here's Campbell, gets a little offload away. It's Toll who passes into the hands of Finch. Back to Ballard. Ballard now to Osler. Osler's going for the line, and he's very close to getting there as well. Penalty, offside. So it mounts again. Haney rather fancied his chances of getting in there, but the defenders around him were offside, so another set of 6. How many penalties is that now, Gareth?
2 to Barrow this half. 2 to Barrow. I think they've been virtually mistake-free, Barrow, this half. 2 in just this half.
Yeah. And they managed how many in the first? Just the 1 in the first? Just the 1. So they've doubled it in this second half already.
1, move!
They've got a lot of momentum at the moment, haven't they?
I was going to say, they've done that because they're playing the ball quicker. They're showing some fight when they are getting tackled, and it's getting the Whitehaven side offside.
They weren't hammered, but they were certainly second best on the penalty count in the first half, and yet led 18-6. So Whitehaven will consider missed opportunities the story of their night. Campbell on the third is put down.
Come on.
Liam Finch. Across he goes. Here now comes Harrison! Liam Harrison, simply unstoppable. From the moment he got that ball, there was only one consideration in his mind, and no defender was going to get in his way with any effect. 34 points to 6. They're beginning to run away with this now.
Well, you mentioned Andy Ballard as a contender for the man of the match, and this is the other bloke. He started the game brilliantly out of a real good 20-25 minutes. Went a little bit quiet, but was still continuing to work. But there, another just great, determined, just charge. He's just carried the ball, and he's carried 3 defenders over with him, and a real good 4-pointer.
Wow, blasted his way through, didn't he? One of the most consistent players of the season for those who've been watching Barrow on a regular basis. That's what they would consider him to be.
He was always big and strong, a big, strong runner of the ball. He was quick, and as I said earlier, you know, it was only his defensive qualities that let him down a little bit, and you know, moving him into the back row, he's been a revelation here tonight. And, you know, if he's putting this sort of form on week in, week out, I'm sure that that's part of the reason why Barrow have been so successful at the moment.
Well, Liam Shaw is the man who's looking to add his 6th successful kick here tonight. He's a fairly significant reason why this gap is growing as well between these two teams, because he's been absolutely perfect with everything he's struck. That's normally the cue for him to miss one, and he has done.
That's the commentator's curse.
How many times has that happened? You talk about how good somebody is and they fall flat on their faces, but 5 out of 6. We'll forgive him the 1, but 34 points to 6. It's all about Whitehaven regathering their spirits here now, isn't it?
I'm glad it was you that said that, because I was just about to say, and with this bloke kicking goals the way he is, it's going to be another 2, but I didn't, luckily enough. But look, Whitehaven, they've been second best in this second half by far, by a long way. First half, they were right in the game and really put a lot of pressure on, but it hasn't been the same Whitehaven side that's come out in this second half.
Well, the cry of held, so when he's dragged out of play, if he is, he's not. He would have been allowed to play it again anyway. So Barrow in the driving seat. Here comes Duffy. Leading as they do, about 34 points to 6. 5 tries, 5 goals Whitehaven need in the 25 minutes that remain in this game. It is something you cannot see happening. It's a question now of how many more Barrow can score. If they get within 12, remember, Whitehaven, they do pick up that bonus point, but even that, as Gareth was mentioning earlier, is becoming an ever more distant prospect. The kick's a decent one. The kick's more than decent. It holds up, and it means that Whitehaven have to play it from there. The tacklers are in, and my word, they've got a task on their hands now, haven't they?
Absolutely. Barrow have been fantastic in this 15 minutes of the second half. I don't think I can remember them making a mistake. They've got to the end of the set, kicked well, scored points, put the Whitehaven attack under pressure as well, and Whitehaven are going to have to throw caution to the wind now, as we're seeing.
Well, they have a chance here. They overlap developing, but when it came into the hands of Stephen Fox, the Barrow defence had got across well enough to make the tackle. It's a reach and a catch for Martin Wilson. He's got tremendous versatility, Martin Wilson. He can play anywhere virtually. Full-back, wing, centre, second row. He's a big lad, isn't he? On by Colneen. That's 5. Here comes the 6th. This is with Rudd. Rudd's kick. Turned by Haney, should be easy. Oh, he's going to let it go. It's not. I thought he was going to let it go for a while there, but lost a couple of yards, picked it up, and found some couple of hefty shoulders banging into it.
I think part of the difference has been that you know, the kicking game's been very, very good from the Barrow side, and the chase has been exceptional. But the back three from Barrow have positioned themselves very, very well, far more superior than the Whitehaven back three. The Whitehaven back three have seemed to have been caught out of position quite regularly when they've kicked, and that's, you know, led to them having poor field position to start the ball, bringing out of backfield, whereas Barrow, with Ballard and Haney and Nixon there, they've done a great job getting the ball forward.
This ambitious pass from Finch, it's gone backwards, there was no touch. That's been lost, but it's retained. Well, they've lost a bit of ground here, so a bit of a win in defence for Whitehaven on this particular occasion. Here comes the last, so they'll want a good kick. Away it goes again off Kagan's boots. But Barrow's underneath it, caught it on the fall. It's taken on by Wiper now, who has a look at that chasing blue line and wonders if there are any little chinks in the armour to get through, but there aren't. Tackled by Osler.
The difference there with that kick, he was put under some pressure. They were kicking off the back foot with the slow play the ball, so it allowed the Whitehaven wingers and fullback to get back with plenty of time to take that ball.
Here's Rooney. Rooney, little ball back into the hands of Campbell. The ball's gone to ground. It's going to be Barrow's head and feet at the scrum here. Let's go down to the touchline. The assistant coach of Barrow, Paul Atkinson, is talking with Natalie Quirk.
Well, Phil, Whitehaven certainly had the chances in the first half, but Barrow looking strong this one.
Yeah, we've come out from half-time and we've just upped the pace of the game, really. I think the substitutions have come on and made a massive difference to our go-forward, and you know, it's reflecting in the score now.
So much to play for in this game for you guys, isn't there?
Oh yeah, it's, you know, 3 points tonight, and we're guaranteed promotion. So yeah, it's the performance at the moment is certainly, you know, it's certainly going our way.
Thanks, Phil.
Not a problem, thanks.
It looks like being their party as well at the moment, doesn't it? You cannot see anything but a big celebration at the end of this tonight, because Barrow are going up, leading as they do by 34 points to 6, with just about 20 minutes left to play. It's likely that Whitehaven will be joining them, but it's far from certain. It's getting very interesting. This result makes that battle for fourth spot a lot more interesting now, doesn't it, Gareth?
Absolutely, yeah, and the real big game is Rochdale in 5th against Whitehaven in 4th next week at Rochdale. Massive for both clubs there. I think Whitehaven will be thinking if they can beat Rochdale, then they'll be in that 4. But this defeat tonight is going to put them under a bit of pressure again.
Yep, last time out they beat Oldham 42-20, came here with a lot of confidence, but it's not been turned into a performance. It is Barrow who have ruled the roost. Oh, the pass from Barr is dropped by Fox. It's picked up again. It's the 0 tackle as Osler tries to get out of that defensive tangle hole. Ryan Shaw now takes it on, and with the first tackle of this set, takes his team over the 40-metre mark again. Real opportunity. Osler drops it back inside for Hayner. They're almost olaying with every pass of the ball, the home fans now. Brennan, good drive by Brennan, fresh back on for the bench, pushes off another, gets the pass away, and it's the other prop, Jamie Butler, who goes in. What an effort by Brad Brennan, a 19-year-old. Fabulous stuff. Butler celebrates. 38 points to 6.
Great try there from 2 big men. The Barrow props that started the game have just come back on after tremendous efforts from Duffy and Dawson, but a great carry forward there. He was no stopping the big fella, Brennan. He was just running over the top of him, ran over the top of Bauer at the end there, and he had his big mate and Butler just sporting in there. Great offload, good 4-pointer, but he wasn't going to be stopped there.
Might be a headache for Andreas Bauer tomorrow after that as well. Took a bit of a clatter in that, didn't he?
He certainly did, but you know, look, I've been watching this side, you know, Calvert and Haney over this side. Haney got in and give him a bit of a tough tackle early on, and it's upset Calvert. Calvert's, you know, he's looking at the crowd. He's putting fingers up at the supporters because they're giving him a hard time. So he's not worrying about the game, and he ran in there when Haney carried the football and tried to tackle him. And, you know, at the moment, Haney's having the last laugh on him, and he needs to worry about playing the game and playing, and as the whole Whitehaven squad do, and just some of their passes, their timing's out, that's just not there. Defensively, you know, that's just a big prop in Brennan running over another big prop in Houghton. He should have done a lot better to try and stop that try.
Stay on when you're ready.
So here comes the restart. And Barrow leading as they do by 40 points to 6. They were really disappointed. They lost at Doncaster last Sunday, 28 points to 24. I think Darren Holt was fuming after that performance and that defeat. Well, he's certainly had an effect as a coach, hasn't he, in what's happened tonight. Taken on by Toll. Certainly not running away with it in the first period, but this second they really have put their foot down. Here comes Kagan. It's Kagan's kick. Andreas Bauer is back to catch on the full. Kiwi, Andreas Bauer. Up to the 30-metre mark. Rooney. This is Wiper. On loan from Salford originally, but he has now signed on a full-time basis some while ago.
Third, move! Hold this 10, wait, go. 9, you're offside. 4.
Tackle made by Campbell.
Wait.
Wilson, I think it was, or rather it was Hemingway who was advancing. Well, they need something, Here comes Wilson, into that line, he takes it, but defender's drawn to him and smacking him down. Haley came in to make sure that his mate was being helped out there in defence. So down the blind side through Barr with a kick, and Ballard carefully picks it up. Can he get back in the field of play? No, he can't. It was a good kick in the end, wasn't it, that?
It was a smart play from the Whitehaven side there, and Ballard, he did very well to pick the ball up, but the Whitehaven side weren't going to let him to get out of that in-goal area, but great little work. Hemingway jumped out of dummy half, good kick from Bauer, and a good chase through. But look, you know, Whitehaven, they're going to want to play this last 17, 18 minutes. They want to play into some form to take to Rochdale, because that's the thing. If they keep playing the way they are here and the points get racked up even more, it's going to be a tougher assignment when they go to Rochdale. Whereas if they can run a little bit of form into this last 15 minutes, play a bit of good footy, it'll give them a little bit more of confidence going down there.
So here comes Wilson. Looking to spin it away if he can, but he can't. Seiss, former Kells man at dummy half. Hemingway. The ball backed on the inside for Houghton to have a drive in. Just over 10 metres away. You can see how close they're getting to the line here. Seiss, Hemingway. This is Rooney. Rooney puts it on to Bauer, who's joined the line, the fullback, who gets it back to Rooney. And Rooney trying to dummy his way through. Defenders hanging off him, managing to putting him down. A little pick up from Jesse Joe Parker, who fancies a go at the line himself here, but not smart enough on that occasion to beat that defence. Plenty there in numbers once more from Barrow. And this now is the last tackle. So Doran, on a forced pass, trying to get them through. Springs in the air, Ballard picks it up, and a good clearing run as well.
Great carry from Ballard once again. Just, you know, like that's what you want from your fullback and your wingers. You want to you put your side on the front foot, and he's done that. And then the next carry's another good one, and straight away they're up over the 30-metre line and putting some pressure on Whitehaven yet again.
And here comes the man who created that last try, Brad Brennan. He's got some energy back.
Absolutely, I've been really impressed with both the big Warrington forwards. Both big lads, aren't they? And I'm sure any Wolves supporters watching the games tonight will be very encouraged by those two blokes coming up through the ranks at Warrington.
He started it at Wigan St Jude's, Brad Brennan, but Warrington snapping him up at a fairly early age. Kagan with a kick. Jesse Joe Parker with wonderful footwork and has got a bit of room to manoeuvre in here, and he has support as well. The defence, having let him through in the first instance, was very good to cover back. Ryan Shaw cut down all his options there.
He did very well, Ryan Shaw there. He's had a real handy game tonight. He's not only kicking goals, but defensively he's been very good, and he's carried some real good balls.
Calvert's getting the bird every time he gets the ball now, isn't it, as you were saying?
He is, and you know, look, you've got to put that out of your head. You've got to worry about playing the game. If you're worrying about the people out in the terraces, you're not concentrating on what you're supposed to be doing and getting the best out of what you should be doing.
Here's Seiss, on to Rooney. Rooney with a chip again, a little chip over the top. Underneath it is not a difficult catch for Lee Haney. Pouching it again for his side. We might have got a bit of a knock in taking that, though. That would be the only concern.
Move! 2 Rooney! 10 metres, wait. Go. First knock on.
Well, Max Wiper is on the sidelines now. Do you fancy he's got an injury, or is that just the way they've reshuffled things at the back?
Not an injury, mate, we're playing on.
Well,
It's not an injury, play on.
I don't know. You know, like they've taken Carl Rudd off as well, so whether they're both injured or whether he's trying to mix things up and you know, he hasn't been happy with the way they've played, I don't know. It's maybe something that Natalie might have to ask him later, but you know, it's strange replacing your halfback and your winger unless they have got injuries.
Well, this was the moment that Lee Haney picked up his knock when he went up to catch that. He's fallen heavily, hasn't he? He's landed heavily, if you like.
He looked like he twisted, didn't he, when he went down? He looked like a little twist of the knee, but he's been great tonight. He's been, you know, he's done very well, although they're looking to treat cramp now, so maybe that's what he maybe just wanted to get a breather for his side.
Darren Holt having a bit of a laugh with his assistant there, and he might well smile. Interested to see if he plays again this season, Darren Holt. Anyway, more of that in a while. Here's Andreas Bauer. 10 yards out, Whitehaven looking to win a bit of pride back here if they can. This is Jesse Joe Parker.
Move! Goal line!
2 gone, 4 to come. Seiss is the dummy half. Rooney collects, and again trying to create something if he can. Hemingway along to Colneen, who's going to be caught in possession. Oh, he's done well to get that ball away. He's done terrifically well. Hemingway now. Well, they're moving up into the faces of Dave Houghton. And there's simply no purchase for the prop forward. Seiss. Rooney. Hemingway again. Try score on his debut, but otherwise a debut to forget from a team point of view. But there might be something here, but Bauer again. Oh, and a terrific effort from Liam Harrison in defence there.
Tremendous tackle. Ball spilled out the back, but great tackle from Harrison there.
This is the last. Jesse Joe is up there at dummy half again. Here's Rooney. Again, the kick to the sidelines. Again, Haney across there. It's caught by the man in red. And the referee has stopped the clock here. He's going to ask the question whether Craig Calvert has put this ball down or not. So, Phil Bentham, it's over to you.
Okay, I can see 15's onside. I'm not sure he's the one that's involved. No, I need to go wide. It's Calvert, really.
Right, you got to work on your 10 metres, mate.
Okay, we'll just, yeah, the touch judge was happy that he was onside, so we'll run with that, that's fine. So it's a challenge in the air and the grounding, please. Yeah. Probably a little bit further back if you could, please, just to see the first contact. Okay, this is it. So Calvert, clean jump, he's looking at the ball. He touches it, but he regains it before it hits the ground and scores a try. Chris, that's a try.
Time back on.
So the try confirmed. As you heard, it was the touch judge who was quite clear that the onside there from Craig Calvert. And given the bird he's been getting, just a little smile as he reacts to one or two comments from the crowd just behind him as well there, Dave Woods.
Well, he's right in front of all the Barrow supporters, and they have been giving him a hard time, and you know, he's been reacting to it, but what better way to show them by getting that 4-pointer. He went up high for the ball, and did a good job. And here's another bloke the crowd are really getting on the back of, Jamie Rooney. He's missed that kick, and he's got a smile as well. But the Barrow supporters, every time Rooney's done something tonight, they've really given him some stick as well.
Once a hero in these parts, wasn't he? How quickly they forget.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it is, isn't it? As soon as you leave a club. But look, you know, you can't take anything away from Barrow. They've been great tonight, and you know, I'm sure that they'll want to finish this game. 10 minutes, 11 minutes left. They'll want to make sure that they've got a real solid 10 minutes, 11 minutes. They won't want to let Whitehaven in for any more points.
It's a while before Barrow play again as well. Is it the 5th of August before Barrow play again against Oldham, which is going to be a pretty important game in terms of that top 4 mix-up. But that gives them time to celebrate tonight, presumably. But it's a while to keep the momentum going, isn't it?
Absolutely. A few clubs have struggled with that this year. I think Doncaster had 4 weeks between games at one point. You know, it's something that probably needs looking at for next year, because the coaches and supporters, it's no good not to have that consistency of week-to-week games.
Well, I'm sure they won't mind it, because they're going up, but they're having to defend again here as Seiss threatens to make the break. And Seiss is still going. It's good effort by the hooker. Tom Hemingway here at dummy half, taken on by Kulneen, who drops it away to Isaka. In fact, it's Varkulis. Picked up by Kulneen. Oh, big effort by Kulneen as well. There is a big effort going in all the way through this set at the moment, but here we come to the last of the 6. Rooney. Hemingway. Here's Isaka. Dropped it backwards. Referee says it's fine. Here comes Rooney, still the 6th. Still the final tackle. Rooney's looking for a way through. There might have been an obstruction there. Rooney's touches down, but I'm pretty sure the ref will go for a video ref here. No, he hasn't. He's given the try. He's given the try. No obstruction. Rooney manages to get through eventually. 40 points to 14. There's no real suggestion of a comeback here, but they are restoring plenty of pride now, Dave Woods.
Yeah, there isn't, and you know, that'll make Rooney happy, but I thought there was some obstruction here. We're watching it again. Rooney come across to this left-hand side, palmed one fella off and went back, and well, he probably wasn't impeded. He went behind a player, but he wasn't impeded, so a good call by Chris Leatherbarrow there to give that 4-pointer rather than go to the video referee. But you know, Whitehaven, they're doing what we said earlier. They'll want to go into this last bit of the game with some momentum for next week. But Barrow, they won't be happy with the last 5 minutes of their defensive efforts.
Yeah, well done, referee. You had a better view of it than we did. 40 points to 16, but just a little bit too little too late.
Absolutely, Dave. I mean, the one thing... They're now just two converted tries away from that bonus point, so they have got a little bit of something to play for. This 8.5 minutes remaining now.
Yeah, what's the difference now? 24 points, isn't it? So 2 tries, 2 goals would bring them back, as you say, within 12 points. And what do you think the general feel is of the bonus point? Do you think it has been a successful system introduced this last few years?
Yeah, I think, I mean, for games like this, it keeps it interesting. Well, I mean, Whitehaven now have something genuine to play for here, and that's what it was brought in for. I mean, there's a school of thought that says you shouldn't be rewarded for losing. But I think most people in the championships have quite liked it and thought that it's brought an extra level of interest to games.
Well, a bonus point here might be important as well, because that would make it a 6-point difference between Whitehaven and Rochdale and Oldham in 5th and 6th. So that's what they're chasing, and that's no doubt what he's contemplating at the moment, Don Gaylor, knowing that there is still something to be sought from these next 7.5 minutes. It's good to see the Seagulls swooping around as well, isn't it? They're enjoying their night tonight. Barrow are certainly enjoying their night. They don't concern themselves with bonus points at the moment, because they know they've got all 3 in the bag, just about. But they'll want to finish it strongly. Here's Butler.
Well, points difference could come into it for Barrow as well. It's that close at the top of the table. And I'm sure they won't want to concede any more points, and a try or 2 for them as well will help their points difference at the top.
Yeah, they're just behind Workington on points difference at the moment, aren't they? They go top after tonight. So let's go with makes the point. They'll be hoping to add a few more if they can. Here comes Campbell. Left it goes to Ballard. Ballard, oh, I'm not sure what he was trying there. It's into the hands of Jesse Joe Parker. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he tripped as he tried to kick it, but I don't think that will go down as the best kick of the night, will it?
No, he looked like he was going to try and put the ball through, and he may have stumbled a little bit, and the ball didn't come off his foot as expected. And he made the tackle on Jesse Joe Parker, but we see now the Whitehaven side, they're just trying to throw the ball wide to try and go forward.
It's getting dark here with no floodlights at this ground, so maybe just lost his footing in the dark there. But it is getting a little darker now all the time. That's why we kicked off early, but 6.5 minutes to go. I think if we were watching a cricket match, they might be off a bad light, but the rugby league lads carry on. Not let a little bad light worry them. Rooney puts it over the top. Jesse Joe Parker collects here. Just short of the halfway. Here comes Varkulis.
Is that turnover? Turnover.
6 tackle.
Can't get wrong tackle, mate. Stand over. Wait there.
Well, there's a question amongst the Whitehaven players as to whether the hand was raised there, but it was the 6th tackle.
Yeah, I think Lee Doran's questioning him whether he had the arm up in the air and whether he had called it, but I think he did call it. I didn't see whether he did have his hand in the air. I'm sure he would have, but poor play to be turning the ball over like that on the last play.
There's Butler.
Right. Go.
Connect by Dandy.
Third leg, stand square.
Barrow looking to finish with aplomb here. 5 minutes of the game remaining. Campbell with a kick towards the corner. The Whitehaven line has to turn and chase. Andreas Bauer is there by some comfortable distance, but not comfortable when he turned around to find that Ryan Duffy was snorting down and hammered him on the line. Calvert brings it away. Here comes Stephen Fox. He's been injured for a while, Stephen Fox, just continues on his recovery. Sice. Nicely handing that ball to his right. This is Jesse Joe Parker again. Came under the radar of a certain Wayne Bennett for a while, didn't he, Jesse Joe? And was called in for trials at St George Illawarra, but didn't quite make the grade on that occasion. Forward pass, head and feet for Barrow.
Not a real smart play from Sice there, is it? You know, experienced campaigner, and you know, you question, does the player overrun him or what? But you know, he's got the ball in hand, and you know, poor execution there.
Come on, Jamie, where you lose?
Here it comes. Toll.
Move! Hold. Rooney! 10 metres! Jamie!
Surge, not 10, so offside, and a penalty goes Barrow's way.
More pressure for Whitehaven's defensive line here. I'm sure Barrow will want to get another 4-pointer to add to their 40-point. Well, he's taken a kick for goal. Strange decision, that one, isn't it?
Well, Ryan Shaw's such an excellent goal kicker, as we know, that maybe they feel that's nailed on.
I think this may be, you know, like, look, we're talking about Whitehaven and Barrow here. A lot to play for pride and, you know, bragging rights. And this may be to say, you know, all right, we're getting 2 points, so there's no way you're getting those bonus points by scoring 2 if you're good enough to do it. So this may be to just put that extra 2 points up if he kicks it.
There behind.
Well, as we wait for Ryan Shaw to take this kick, David Woods, what's your man of the match decision here tonight?
Well, first of all, just start with the Whitehaven side. You know, I think they've been very, very disappointing tonight. But one bloke I think's been excellent for him is the big prop Paul Colneen. He's offloaded the ball in traffic and he's carried the ball strongly. Really looked like he's got stuck in. But you know, Barrow, plenty of good footballers there tonight. The 2 props that come off the bench, Duffy and Dawson, the 2 starting props in Butler and Brennan were very good. And you've got to give real lot of credit to Scott Kagan with his kicking game. But the 2 outstanding players for mine have been Liam Harrison and Andy Ballard. And I think Andy Ballard deserves the man of the match tonight, just from the playing the full game out rather than you know, like Harrison's had a couple of little breaks where he hasn't been involved as much, although he's been very good. But tonight, Andy Ballard, man of the match.
And thoroughly deserved as well, Gareth, isn't it? That he's been all over the place in the best possible way.
Absolutely, yeah. He's been involved in pretty much everything they've done well in attack. He's formed that real link with the half-backs and the three-quarters coming in between them. And yeah, fantastic game from Ballard. And as Dave said, Liam Harrison tonight as well.
So Barrow leading 42 points to 16. That kick from Shaw, by the way, his 7th success out of 8 tonight. Barrow threatening to make further distance here. Dandy. Here comes Ryan Duffy. Ball's gone backwards. Liam Harrison looking to put on a 60-yard break here just to prove that you've got the wrong man, but he's tackled just over the halfway line instead. Dandy now picks up from acting half. A little scuttle forward by him, but that was a 5th, so here comes the last. Could well be the last time Barrow have the ball in their hands tonight as well into the final minute. Calvert's caught it on the fall. Muscularly met by a couple of chasers. Osler getting himself in the way. Here comes Fox. 1,700 here tonight, 1,710. They'll be reasonably happy with that. Just shows at this level, if you put promotion and relegation in the issue, that's what you come up with. Here's a kick downfield by Finch. The drop ball, Finch with a little bit of footwork here. Has he got the chase? Yes, he has. Did he get it down before he got to the dead ball line? That's the only question to be asked here. And inevitably, the square's gone in the air. The referee, Chris Leatherbarrow, wants to see this again. So Phil Bentham, our video ref, what do you reckon?
Just going to check the ground in. Looks like the hand's on the ball to me from that angle. Have we got another angle? Yeah, this should do it. Just make sure that left hand stays on the ball. Right hand's on it. That's a try. Chris, it's a try.
Time back on.
Well, what a way to finish. The try given. 46 points to 16. Thursday night, we're having a laugh, is the tune on the PA system, and well, they might be having a laugh here because they have got promotion in style. Confirmed it against one of their local rivals.
Yeah, it was, and there's the siren in the background, and I'm sure it'll be another 2 points coming over now for Ryan Shaw. But great work from Liam Finch. He never gave up on that. The ball was put down by Whitehaven. They all stood still and watched it. Liam Finch wasn't finished with it. Towed the ball forward, towed it again, and got the bounce and a great try right at the death.
There it goes. Shaw puts it over, and you can't underestimate his contribution tonight. 8 out of 9 kicks he's been successful with, helping them to that scoreline of 48 points to 16. Andy Ballard, a try scorer, and also the man of the match. And since half-time, they have been utterly dominant, haven't they? They led 18 points to 6 at the break, did Barrow. And perhaps it wasn't as one-sided as even that scoreline suggested, but in the second half, completely took control, utterly in control, and well done to Barrow. Gareth, well done to Barrow for promotion here tonight.
Absolutely, they've led the table for much of the season so far. It was only last week's defeat at Doncaster that saw them slip down a bit, but they've been excellent tonight. We saw a terrific second half performance from Sheffield at Batley last week. I think Barrow's second half performance has been just as good tonight. Terrific win.